Hello again on a rather grey and cold day. Spring seems to have come and gone, and we have a little bit of winter again. I hope you're looking forward to some new freedoms this coming week. Shops will open, we can travel a bit more and even stay away as long as we don't mix with others indoors. I'm looking forward to it so much as these restrictions come to an end. As much as we have many things to look forward to, I'm also sad today about the death on Friday of Prince Philip. He's been an amazing man in so many ways. Listening to his life story last night, there is so much I didn't know. Though I had a vague idea that his family from Greece, I didn't know how much tragedy his family had suffered and how unstable, changing and challenging his life was as a child. How even his German relatives were not welcome in Great Britain when he was married to Queen Elizabeth because it was so close to wartime. He called himself an immigrant, and this must have been very difficult for someone who came from royalty. Prince Philip's love and loyalty to the Queen, his willingness to take second place and serve his wife and country, giving up a successful naval career, were such admirable traits and so unusual for his time. And he was so forward-thinking. His concerns for wildlife conservation and his amazing work to encourage young people through the Duke of Edinburgh Awards has made a huge difference to so many lives. His life was rich and well-lived, benefiting others, and he leaves a huge legacy of achievements that we will no doubt hear more about over the next few days, weeks and months. But Prince Philip was also a man of deep but quiet faith, and his humility and servant heart were no doubt shaped by the faith and the faith of the Queen. He spoke little of this faith, but it was lived out in his service to his Queen, his country and the world. Faith is always something to be lived out, and as we reflect on Easter that has just passed, we're all called to think about how we respond to the message of love that we celebrate each Easter. God's love for each one of us is huge, but do we always embrace that love? Do we accept it for ourselves and each other? Love is always better in action, because by itself it will give us a lovely feeling, and we all need that feeling of knowing we are loved and wanted, forgiven for our foolish ways. We all need to feel affirmed for who we are. But love then needs to be shared and lived out. Words and feelings are not enough. When Andrew and I were at college in Nottingham, we were visited by a man who'd been imprisoned and tortured in Sri Lanka. The authorities thought he was a member of the Tamil Tigers, and he wasn't. But he was a Christian, and eventually they realised that. One of the many results of his persecution was that he became quite deaf, in fact totally deaf in one ear. When he was released from solitary confinement, he was ordered not to speak about his faith, or he and his family would be killed. Nice. But his ill treatment had only made his faith stronger, but unable to speak of God's love. Instead, he showed it in really simple ways. He started by getting up early and sweeping the grounds of the prison, a servant-like action. He did many other things to make the lives of his fellow prisoners and that of the prison guards better. He showed love and kindness to all he met, but using no words. When he left prison, most of the prisoners had become Christians because of his actions and because of his demonstration of God's love to all those around him. As people, sometimes we use too many words. But once we know of God's amazing love for us, we all need to do and show our love in action. As St. Francis would say, use words only when necessary. Our words cannot really express our gratitude either to Prince Philip for all that he has done in his 99 years. But all our prayers, spoken or unspoken, will be heard by God, who loves him and each one of us so much. So until I see you again, God bless and take care.